Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to everyone who watches this video. Yay! Today we will learn about analytical exposition, but it is only the structure. Okay, before we jump to the lesson, I want to remind you something that is important. Exposition should be used clear languages or tidak bertele-tele. Then, you have to use valid findings or facts or penelitian yang dilakukan oleh seseorang. And then, it should defend your viewpoint or your argument because exposition text is an argument text that is defend with facts. Atau arti lainnya adalah argumen yang teman-teman tulis harus didukung oleh fakta yang ada. Plus, it is supported by graphs, pictures, or charts. Jadi untuk mendukung argumentasi teman-teman, kalian bisa memasukkan grafik atau gambar yang mendukung. Until this part, is it understood? Okay, let's move on to the structure. What is the structure? The first one is title, and then the second one is introduction. Then the next one is body or argument, and the last one is conclusion. Okay, without any further ado, let's check this out. The first one is title. Title is telling the topic of the essay. Contohnya, bahaya merokok, dan di dalam teks tersebut akan membahas mengenai bahaya merokok. Okay, move on to the introduction. In here, you have to state your thesis statement and your point of view. Then, in the introductory statement should be an emotional statement or a question that is an attention grabber. The last one is a review of the points that are support your thesis. Okay, let me give you an example. Actually, there are many benefits of learning English. Here are 2 reasons why it is important. From these sentences, we know that the first sentence atau kalimat pertama di sini adalah sebuah thesis statement. Why it is become a thesis statement? Because the next sentence is explaining about the first paragraph here. The first sentence here. 2 reasons yang ada di kalimat kedua adalah frasa yang merujuk kepada kalimat pertama. Then, for the second point, that the thesis statement should be an attention grabber atau menjadi pusat perhatian agar pembaca tertarik terhadap argumen dan pembahasan yang akan ditulis. It is important di sini adalah salah satu bentuk dari penarik perhatian atau attention grabber tersebut. Lastly, for the third point, 2 reasons di sini adalah salah satu bentuk dari a review of the points that are support your thesis. Okay, do you have any question? Alright, let's move on to the next slide. Body or argument. Each paragraph starts with a new argument that is related each other. Jadi, satu sama lain atau argumen dari setiap paragraf itu saling berkaitan. Dan gak cuma tentang paragraf aja, tetapi terhadap thesis statement kalian juga. Okay. Also, each paragraph has a main point, reason for the main point, and evidence. Jadi dalam sebuah argumen, di paragraf tersebut harus menjelaskan hal-hal yang lebih merinci mengenai main point atau ide utama. Okay, the last part is conclusion. In this part, you have to restate or summarize your thesis statement again. Okay, before we jump to the example, is there any question? Alright. This is the example, and you can find the text by open your book at page 50 and find an article with the title "Banning of motorbikes is necessary in housing areas." In the introduction part, you will find a thesis statement that is, "I think motorbikes should be banned in housing areas due to the following reasons: cause of unreasonable amount of noise, air pollution, diseases, and accidents." It is becoming the thesis statement because it has an argument statement or statement yang akan dijelaskan pada artikel tersebut. Dan dalam tesis ini juga didukung oleh fakta-fakta yang nantinya akan dijabarkan pada setiap paragraf. I think they are di sini adalah bentuk dari argument statement. Lalu, cause of unreasonable amount of noise, air pollution, diseases, and accidents adalah main point yang akan dijelaskan pada setiap paragraf nantinya. Let's jump to the body or argument part. There are 4 paragraphs, but we will go to the 2 paragraphs here. In the first paragraph, the main point is a major contributor to the pollution of the world. Jadi motor adalah salah satu penyumbang utama dari polusi di dunia. Nah, why it is becoming the main point? Because the rest of the sentences are the supporting sentences that contain evidence. Jadi, mengapa a major contributor to the pollution in the world menjadi main point? Karena kalimat selanjutnya itu menjelaskan main point di sini dan mengandung bukti-bukti. Contohnya di sini long-term emission of gas itu dikutip dari Science Daily. Jadi mengandung fakta yang dikutip dari sumber terpercaya. Then for the second paragraph, the main point is motorbikes are also responsible for causing diseases such as blah 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 blah. Kalimat selanjutnya adalah penjelasan mengenai the main point dan disertai bukti fakta. Seperti yang sudah dijelaskan di paragraf pertama. Okay. Move on to the third paragraph. The main point is motorbikes create so much noise. Dan dari main point di sini, kalimat-kalimat selanjutnya seperti there is from noise everywhere dan it is extremely difficult to sleep adalah salah satu kalimat pendukung main point di sini. Dan juga ada bukti atau fakta yang dicantumkan seperti pada kalimat terakhir di sini, experts are of the opinion that if there is an extreme noise, it can lead to deafness and lack of concentration on children and adults. Fields, 1993. And the next, it is also happening in the fourth paragraph, which is the main point is motorbikes are responsible for horrible accidents. Oke, sampai di part ini, is there any question? Okay. This is the last slide. And in the conclusion part, It is restating the thesis statement. I strongly agree that motorbikes should be banned from housing areas. Okay, this is the end of the video. If you have any questions, please comment down below or you can write down in our WhatsApp group. Thank you.